welcome, Claire. Thank you for coming on.
Hi, Ian. Thanks for having me.
Your thoughts on what Grant Shapps had to say about Boris? Was it a mistake to get rid of him?
Absolutely, 100%. Obviously, I'm not going to speak poorly of Liz or Rishi. They're both very fine politicians in my eyes, but they don't have the X factor that Boris has. Boris is definitely the member's choice and also the non-members, and people are definitely having buyer's remorse, I feel. He's the people's choice.
He's certainly my Uber driver's choice yesterday. He wouldn't stop talking about him for half an hour. Boris has only given notice of his intention to resign, says Peter. Why can't he just withdraw his resignation? It's a bit late now, isn't it?
Well, this is what we're trying to do. The minute it all happened, we received thousands upon thousands of emails and messages, and people were just devastated. So we sat down and got together and we put together this Boris ballot. So it's not putting him on the ballot with Liz or Rishi. As per the Constitution, if we get 10,000 members to sign this ballot on the Conservative post, they have to put it to the members whether they accept Boris's resignation or not. So it might be 5 minutes to midnight, but we've still got time. We're nearly there. We're nearly over the line. We're on the home straight.
Right.
And we don't want him to go.
OK, but as I say, it is too late. I mean, he's history now, isn't he?
Well, as I said, it's not too late. As per
Really?
the Constitution, that's the law of the land. So it's at the end of the day, it's going to be up to Boris. I'm pretty sure we're going to pass over the line. CCHQ told us this week we've got 8,700 validated signatures. We've actually had almost 22,000, but obviously lots of people aren't members. Lots of people aren't regular members now. Their membership has expired. And we've even had, since in the last 36 hours, another 2,500 people sign it that we're going through, checking their members, and we're going to be putting that to CCHQ tomorrow.
Yeah, well, it might be the people that you represent and the party represents, but the MPs didn't want him anymore.
Well, it's worth saying that Boris, he did not lose the confidence of the parliamentary party, nor did he lose the confidence of the House. In fact, since his
39
victory in
people resigned from the cabinet.
That's less than 1/5 of the MPs. So 4/5
They're in
still
the government.
totally back him. He's still very popular, and a lot of them have got buyer's resource. Even as you said today, Grant Shapps has come out this morning saying exactly that. So Boris has got something. I was talking to someone yesterday, a reporter who was covering the story when Boris went down to, I think it was the South West London Orthopaedic Centre, and he said it was like a rock star entered the building. He said there were kids outside running over for selfies. He said all these people who'd had hip and knee operations, etc., they were getting up, hobbling across the hospital to come and get photos with Boris. The people love him. I heard exactly the same story from a photographer who followed him last month in Teesside. He said he saw little old ladies throwing her shopping bags and running across the road.
What you're going to say there?
He said it was like
Tom Jones.
He said it was like Harry Styles was walking down the high street.
What?
And I don't think people understand that. I mean, we've listened to the media just go on and on and on and chip away.
It's not just the media, is it? Be fair.
I do think, I've said it publicly, we don't have a Prime Minister problem. We do have a media problem. Every single day, I've been following Boris for the last 2 years now, his every single move, and the media don't report hardly any of it. I see the news reports coming in through the Press Association and Reuters and Associated Press, etc. You guys, that's where a lot of you get your information from and your news from. You don't report it. You don't report the good things. I watch the media change the headlines. When we have photos, we all get like 20 or 30 photos of Boris. I have a bet with my team and I say, I bet you that's the one they're going to go with. They'll choose the photo of Boris looking miserable or grumpy. They do every single day. It happens.
Okay. I mean, I could. Do you think he answers questions properly?
Oh, I think he's a fantastic orator, and
No. But if you ask him a straight question, do you think you always get a straight answer?
I think he's an amazing speechwriter.
He
does actually write all of his speeches himself.
If you ask him a question, does he answer it?
He's been through the hardest thing. You can't answer questions like, "Is COVID going to go away tomorrow?"
No, but he doesn't even answer factual questions. He was actually shown a picture of a child, I think it was, on a bed in a corridor in a hospital because they had no bed for him to go to. And Boris Johnson grabbed the phone and put it in his pocket. He wouldn't even answer the question.
Well,
it's weird. It's just weird behaviour.
I can't comment on that because I didn't
All
actually
right.
see that.
Fair enough. But
but
you know, he was asked so many times about parties and about things. And I think if people, the vast majority of people will say that, look, he was a bit stupid about the parties, but if he'd sort of fessed it up early, it was this constant denial of anything going on, and in the end, people just thought, I can't believe anything you say.
But Ian,
What?
if you honestly think those photos are a party, then I think you've got a problem. You
No,
need to
but
get out
as
more.
I say, the majority,
They were parties.
it wasn't like
He
a Finnish
thought-
Prime Minister party, but at least it was, you know, he was doing stuff that we weren't allowed to do, and he never, ever fessed up.
wasn't. I mean, I've been through this with our lawyers, and I think he did receive bad advice. He was actually on a Crown property land, and
I don't think people really care that he went to a party and had a drink. People care that
weren't
he
parties.
didn't
It was
own up.
The thing he got fined for was a £50 fine, they call it a party. It was in between meetings in the cabinet room. I mean, I lived in America for the last 14 years before the pandemic, and all my journalist friends in the States, they were expecting photos to come in. You know, we all knew these photos were coming. They honestly were saying to me, "What's it going to be? Is it going to be Boris sniffing cocaine off strippers?" That's what one of them said. They could not believe the
They were
photos
so
that
tame.
came through. With Boris with a glass of apple juice.
Okay, let me get you to react to this quote. This was from Max Hastings, who was the former editor of the Daily Telegraph, where, of course, Boris used to work. And Max said, the only people who really like Boris are the ones who've never met him. Do you think that's totally unfair?
Well, I really like Boris, and I have met him a few years ago and thought he was absolutely superb.
Does he have a future
wrong.
Does he have a future in politics, though, Claire?
Absolutely. As I say, it's late in the day, but we're going to try and get him back. And if he doesn't come back now, he said it himself, hasta la vista. He will be back. He's a great asset for our country.
Hasta la vista, baby, I believe
Absolutely.
was the quote. Nice one. Thank you for coming on, Claire. Claire Bullivant, who is the editor of Conservative Post.